Um. All right. Welcome to the next episode, introducing the Rec League podcast. What's up, y'all?
Yo.
Introducing everybody. We got Keon here. We got Jason. We got Shaq. We missing one of our people right now, but we still here live. We just gonna kick it off right away, going back into the topic of conversation that we left off with, which is the Lakers right now, the current state they're in, and just LeBron having to put them on his 37-year-old back right now. And what that's currently
That's why we paid him 4 years, 154 million
exactly.
for.
No. That's why you paid him.
The dude.
What you paying him?
Nah, Westbrook just got here. LeBron been here.
He know what's up.
Let's really get into that though, because if the Lakers don't win a championship or get to the finals, are we really gonna look at Westbrook the same? Are you gonna? I don't look at Westbrook the same right now, but are you gonna look at Westbrook the same, Shaq? Because I know you.
I look at him as, one of my favorite. Obviously, everybody knows one of my favorite players, but I don't look at him as like a LeBron. Like I don't look at him like the way people want people to look at him. Like
he's looking like you look at Steph. You feel me?
Yeah, like he's not Steph.
You gotta look at him like how you look at like guys like AI. Like you know what they about.
Whoa.
I'm saying. You know what they about. AI didn't get to win. He didn't get to be in winning situations a lot. He didn't get to contribute.
But you disregarded the journey. He didn't get to contribute
to winning situations a lot, and so you appreciate AI, his greatness, what his contribution to the culture and everything about basketball. But then you don't really be like, it's AI, man. Like,
I can understand that point.
We're gonna clip this.
And now you look at Russ, and you be like, "Yo, Russ, I love Russ. I love how hard he plays. The same way how AI play hard every day." And you look at Russ.
Hey, don't do it. Hey, listen,
because what you doing? I don't care.
Wow.
Hey, because you know what he just did though. I'm gonna tell y'all what he just did. He just tried to create the Steph AI separate. Like I know, like I already know what. I'm
not playing mind games like that.
I'm people like I see what's going on.
Steph
he said we're not going to put him with the Stephs, but we're gonna put him with like the AIs. Like
no, but
like he really tried to like go crazy.
I didn't. I see.
It's okay.
Right. Now when you say it like that,
I see
it
what
makes
you
it seem like whatever. But I'm talking about like and how you categorize different players. And like I just use AI as someone who's held in high regard. But when it comes to winning, he's not held in those high regard.
But we also have to understand that in order to be held in the LeBron, Jordan, Kobe, Kareem regard, you have to win first, right? Like, so you're not like that expectation is there once you win. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
There are certain players,
and then the guys who didn't win, like AI, they're held in a different.
But you also, but
and AI is the highest in that category.
Hey, you're doing too much, man. You're doing too much because you're also disregarding. Hey, listen, you're disregarding journey. Disregarding journey. AI's journey, who he took to the finals, what he did on his way there. Like, come on now, you're doing too much.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you know what? And I love Allen Iverson.
Let's get back.
Yeah, you're doing too much.
Allen Iverson.
Hey,
but
Keon,
people they living off of 01. They living off of 01, but I don't think we've seen AI past the first round after 01.
But that's not the point.
I think maybe 02 might have got to the second round.
I see what you're doing.
I'm not
AI
saying
didn't play with Klay Thompson and KD.
I understand that, but that's what I'm saying.
I understand
Russ
what
is
you're doing.
one of them. Russ's guys like you're gonna appreciate the journey of his career, how he did it. Same thing, like like Dame.
But
Dame is like on that same path where you gonna appreciate the journey of his career, how great they were. But when it comes to the winning conversations, they're not gonna be in the same conversations.
Jason, now y'all gonna make me go against my guy. Wow. So here's how I gotta break it down. Now y'all gonna make me go against Russ. Wow. Now I gotta like turn on my you know what I'm saying? Here's what you're not taking into consideration. Allen Iverson didn't play with Kevin Durant. Allen Iverson didn't play with LeBron James. Allen Iverson didn't play like Russell Westbrook played with two of the greatest players of a generation.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Allen Iverson's next best player was Dikembe Mutombo at 55 years old. You understand what I'm saying? So
and you got to the final.
You have to consider journey. And if we're talking about what they mean to the culture, it's very far. Like Allen Iverson means more to the culture than 99.9% of the players that have ever played basketball.
I'm just saying he'd be in AI's category.
No, he's not.
I'm just saying AI is at the top of that those
Gotta
guys
put-
that didn't win.
But listen, we tied
Other
it.
than
We tied into the
non-winners?
topic. We're gonna tie it into the topic at
Yeah.
hand, right? And this is where the fan in me gotta leave, and the basketball and analyst in me has to be present. Okay. Even branching off of this AI conversation, Allen Iverson would, like, the way Russell Westbrook is playing right now, I would never expect that from the great Allen Iverson. Would never expect that.
Yeah.
Now, understanding that in the past, especially in the most recent past, with in regards to Washington, Russ ain't kick it into second gear, into that next gear until the second half of the season, and then went on a run and ended up going to the playoffs, right? And we also have to take into consideration, like we've been saying over the last couple of weeks, this is a team with 9 new players on the roster. This is a team that is trying to build chemistry. This is a team where, like Sam said before, it's going to be hard because it does not look like he fits right now, right? It does not look like the chemistry will ever be built because of the 2 different paces of players. There's so many different paces. You got LeBron James, who is now a half-court guy, right? You got Russ, who is like run and gun. You got Dwight Howard, who is, I don't even know what he is. You got THT, who thinks he's Tracy McGrady, but he's really just not good, right? So, like, you got all of these players that are just in so many different pockets of styles and skill, and just dimensions. And Russ as a superstar, right? Because if you're one of the 75 greatest players of all time, you have to be elevating teams to the next level. It just is what it is. You need to be elevating teams to, I understand chemistry, right? But we need to be seeing, okay, they lost that game over here, chemistry still building, but not games that we should not be, you know what I'm saying? Games that we should be winning. We need to win. When you have 2 to 3 superstars on a team, you need to be beating the Minnesotas of the world.
Yeah.
You need to be beating the Charlotte Hornets of the world. You got to be beating these teams. You can lose to the Dallases. You can lose to the Phoenixes. You can lose to the Warriors type teams because you're still building chemistry, and those are contending teams. But at the same time, like, you got to elevate teams.
This is good and all, but I don't
You know,
think
but hold on.
What? Go ahead.
No, this is what I was gonna say. Like, Shaq, you going too hard because you already have these 2 guys who are not Westbrook fans as much as we are, and you giving them every information.
Hey, I gotta be real, bro.
It is real though. It's real.
I gotta be
it's
real.
Like, for years, I've been defending Westbrook and the way he plays, and the way he's playing right now is kind of hard to defend him. I'm not saying that it's all his fault. Probably it's his chemistry, but or what we were talking about.
Chemistry don't stop you
Jay,
from
that
missing layups.
He's declined. He's declined. He has to change his game as he aged, and has his speed is not as it was in the past, and his explosiveness is not as it was in the past. So he has to change his game.
And this,
but don't give them too much ammo, Shaq. Come on now.
It's not even like, even when I say that his athleticism or his explosiveness has like decreased. It's like when I say it's going down, it's not. I'm not saying it's going from 100. It's not saying he's went from 100 to 50. He's going from 100 to 85, and that 85 is still higher than a lot of people's 100.
Yes.
But like for him, he didn't have his game was not skillful enough for his game. He needed to be at his 100, because when he's going to the rim, he needs to go. He's rising up and dunking on people, and that's how he finished at the rim. Right now, he's not finishing at the rim because now they've caught up to his, like, they've closed the gap on him, so he's not rising up on the rim over nobody. He don't got no floater. He's getting fouled. He's 65% from the free throw line right now. Exactly. That's crazy, and that's gone down. He was a reliable 80% and up free throw shooter, and that's gone down. He used to have to pull up at the mid range, at the elbow, automatic. I have not seen that on auto at all this year. So I feel like as his game, as he's lost a step, his skill has not gained a step.
He lost a step to y'all?
Yes.
He's very much
I feel like LeBron has lost a step, but you don't care as much because he's knocking out jump shots now. He's going into the post. LeBron is not head at the rim no more. He lost a step. He lost a couple.
But you're also missing the fact that it's not about losing a step. I think it's losing position. Like, Russell Westbrook has always been the guy. Like, even like when he was with Bradley Beal, it was still like Russ was still going crazy. Like he still had the ball majority of the time, right? I feel like, and you can obviously when you get older, you just naturally like decline in explosiveness, but it shouldn't matter if you're more explosive than 98% of the league, right? My thing is with the situation is it's a matter of two things. When you're jumping into a team, especially a LeBron-led team, there's no changing that system. There's just no change. Like nobody has ever jumped into a LeBron James-led team and has changed the pace, has changed the flow, and has changed the way the system runs, because the system is going to revolve around him. And so if LeBron James slows down his game, the team slows down, the playbook slows down, the ball movement slows down. Russell Westbrook is still at a place in his career where he is very much so fast break oriented. Now he has to make those layups, right? Like we're not taking
he's
that.
running,
you know what I'm saying?
and
Like,
it's not gunning.
you gotta
finishing.
But at the same time, you're playing on a team where you don't get to be you.
Yeah, but here's what I think what Jason is trying to say. Westbrook is at the age right now of 33. As we know, NBA players to be, even if they're athletic at the beginning of the career, during their prime from 27 to 33, once they reach the 33 age and they're still playing at a top level, we usually see a shift in their game going from athleticism to more skill, of them being able to convert mid-range jump shots, three-point shots, being able to add a little bit of different facets to their game. Russell Westbrook has not done that. Coming into a LeBron-led team, he's averaging 19 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. His last season, he was averaging 22, 11, 11. His previous season, he was averaging 27, 7, and 7. And that was with the Rockets when he was injured. I feel like we can give him a bunch of excuses and say, hey, this is not his fit. This is not a team that fits his weight play style. I just think that's given him just a little bit too much excuses, because I feel like at this point of his career, being 33, he should have the understanding, or he should have the hold of the horns and saying, this is my career. I've been a vet in this league, and I should be able to pick certain spots on the floor, which I'm going to score. And if I need to do things differently, I'm going to change my game up to match whatever team I'm with. And I feel like if by what you're saying, it seems like he's coming into the Lakers team with the mindset that I should be able to do what I've been doing for the last 10 years or last 8 years. And we all know, you as a fan know, that's not going to be able to happen. So why is Russell Westbrook?
But I'm saying it's difficult. I'm saying it's difficult because, again, and y'all like talk about decline from a place of age, when you still feel like, and we've all watched it, if we're talking about still to this day, some of the most athletic players in the league, Russell Westbrook is still up there with all of them. He's still there. So when we talk about decline and you talk about jumping into a team and having to fit, you think about Carmelo Anthony's that were once 28 point per game players and are now 15 because they have to. And what I'm saying is that when you still feel in your heart of hearts, you're coming off of 2 in a row triple-double seasons. You're still playing. You've still been playing at a high level. It is very difficult for you to jump into a situation and have to take a role player type position. That's
but
not
even
easy.
right now, he like AD's out, and even with AD, they were giving him that. They wanted him to be himself, and they gave him that. He was figuring
when you say
it
they
out.
wanted him to be themselves, are you saying they gave him the basketball?
I'm saying that
that doesn't like, come on, y'all. Like,
but even
you have to
even in
a player. My bad. Go ahead.
No, but I was saying, even in that, I forgot who they were playing that day, where they lost like they made a comeback from down of 25-22. And this was without Westbrook going into starting the fourth quarter. They came back from 20.
The Nets.
And then they came back, Russell came back into the game with maybe about 5 minutes, 6 minutes to play. And then they just lost it for some reason. And I feel like we have to really examine these. And you're asking us to put the situation into context, and we're asking you to do the same thing and look at these games in context. I'm not taking that. I'm not saying that he's playing well, and I'm not trying to use excuse.
I'm saying that when a player is coming off of two great seasons, that you don't just like, you know what I'm saying? You don't just suck the next season.
Yeah,
there are things that factor into that. That's just not just you sucking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's it's other things. You're coming off of three historic seasons. Three of the best seasons we've ever seen. Maybe last year was a little bit of a dip, right? Like, because he didn't kick it into gear until second half. But before that, like, you're talking about some of the best seasons you've ever seen from a basketball player in your life. That doesn't just like dip. You know what I'm saying? Like in a year.
But
I feel like with
so many other
in this situation is like made it is exaggerated it more because of. So I feel like if he was on a different team, it's still declining, but you don't see that because it's not playing with LeBron. It's not LA. It's not. It's a different roster, whatnot. But I'm saying on this team, there's certain things that he can control. They're leaving him wide open. Like right at this point in his career, he needs to be able to knock. Even Rondo was the worst shooter I've seen ever. I feel like Rondo got to a point where he can make a knockdown jump. If they're leaving him, they're giving Russ more space than people was giving Rondo. Like they're giving him Ben Simmons type of space. And he's taking them, to his credit, he's taking them, but he's missing them. And then when he is going to the rack, he's missing those layups as well.
But guys, everybody here has played basketball. So now we gotta like jump to the court for a second. Like now we just gotta take our minds from just watching basketball games and being on the court. If you look at the last couple of years of Russell Westbrook's career, Russell Westbrook thrives from being unstoppable one way, and then it opens everything up. This season, the one way that he's used to is not working. So everything else is not going to work. It's just the type of player he is.
But don't you think that's not going to work, because there's been the narrative around Westbrook that he is that one-way player, and that's resulted in him not being able to fulfill certain expectations. Because if we go back within his previous years, being in OKC, having Paul George and having Melo, being swept by the Blazers, I forgot, was it 4-2 or 4-3 that they tossed out by Utah? That exact reason for his play style, he goes one way. He needs a certain pace. He needs a certain style of teammates to be able to win. That is the exact reason why this narrative has followed him his whole career, of us saying he's a great player, but he's stat padding, he's stat chasing, because he needs to play this one way where he needs to go get his rebounds, and then he goes on a fast break, and then he needs somebody to dish to if he can't dunk the ball.
But
and in this point with the Lakers, he hasn't been able to adjust to that. And I think that speaks to who he is as a basketball player and how we judge basketball players as complete players. Because if we were to judge any other NBA 75 great on that list, we would say, throughout their career, we've seen them transition from one player or into another player and fit whatever team they've needed to.
But Russell Westbrook is not in that space of his career yet. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like,
when is it going to be?
I think he has to be.
I don't think he's. But he has
to be.
Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying he might have to be.
And I know mentally he might not be.
This is what I'm saying. Like putting yourself on the court when you've had 3 consecutive incredible historic years, and then the next year you jump into a system where everything has to change. I'm not saying that that's an excuse for him missing layups and doing like 7-8 turnovers again.
I feel like that's the stuff that I'm taking more.
But I'm saying your issue
is, I know that his game is like, he's still like, he has that explosiveness, that athleticism. But my issue is with the stuff that he can control in terms of like making more free throws, finishing at the rim better. Like, all right, you're not the best 3-point shooter, but when you go into the rack or when he's in the post, he got to finish those. He's missing bunnies at the rim.
And you shouldn't be. Because you shouldn't be making those type of mistakes. You shouldn't be missing those type of shots. Those are easy buckets. What I'm saying is mentally, like, again, putting yourself on the court when what you have been unstoppable at is no longer working. Like, that is, like, I'm telling y'all, like, that is not something easy to deal with.
No, what do you think it is? Not. Jack, what do you think it is? Is it chemistry? Does he not fit there?
It's a bunch of things. It's a bunch of things.
LA, and there's things to do.
It could be the pressures of being at home.
OKC. It's nothing to do.
No, it's a bunch of things. It's this. I have to change my entire style of play within one,
or not even
within
like, or
1
my
year.
style of play is just not working with this team.
Yeah, but I have to change it.
It's
I
not
have
even a
changed
whole
it. It's
style
not
of
working.
play. We're literally just asking him to make better decisions. There have been a
But that's-
multitude of NBA players that have Ray Allen switching from the Sonics to the Celtics, KG going from the Timberwolves to the Celtics, LeBron going from Cavs to Miami.
You're talking about guys
feel
that
like-
have. You're
Joe,
talking
you feel
about
like
guys.
he's like 3 years away from being at that point. You feel like he's a few
That's-
years away from
what I'm saying. What I'm
accepting
saying is
that
the
point.
guys that y'all naming are guys that we could physically see. Like we could physically see. Okay, yeah, this has to be a third, fourth. Like this has to be a role player. Like
Yeah.
Ray Allen. Ray Allen is as great as he was. Ray Allen had to come in and just be a shooter now. He got to just come in and be a shooter now.
He did not have to.
That's what he was.
He did not have to. But
in
he
Boston,
didn't
I
have
feel
to.
like
He didn't have to.
Ray Allen
feel
coming
like-
into Boston wasn't gonna be anything more than a shooter.
But he
Is
didn't
what it is.
have to, Shaq. That's what we're saying.
Yes,
he
he
changed
did.
his game to fit. He
He
personally
didn't
said,
change
"I'm
his
gonna
game.
join
His
Focus."
last.
Come
Oh
on.
man, what I'm saying
If
is
we're
he
not
didn't
talking
change-
about Ray Allen, we could look at KG. He did the same thing. You're telling me KG couldn't do the same thing he was doing on the Timberwolves that he did with the Celtics? That he could have done with the
What you mean by that?
being on the Timberwolves, being the dominant person that he is, maybe leading the break, handling the ball from time to time, being the distributor that he was in the Timberwolves, he could have done the same things with the Celtics. But he
Yeah,
said,
but you're talking
"Oh, we
about.
prefer to
but-
Paul
but
Pierce."
now- But now you're talking about the guy that has to carry the ball up. Now you're talking about the guy that like KG don't have to. Now I got Rondo, I got Paul Pierce, I got like all these ball handlers on the floor with me. Now I can just do this. We are expecting Russell Westbrook to be like we're not at, like I know you might be saying all we need you to do is make better decisions, but that's not all we need him to do. That's not all we need him to do. We need Russell Westbrook to average 20 plus a night, 8 assists, 8 like we need him to be
Yeah.
the Russell Westbrook he's been the last couple of years. And I think that when
We
you
need
say,
second half
I think y'all
Washington,
think
bro.
that Russell Westbrook just needs to come in and be as like good, like as a decision maker as Rondo, and we'll be fine. That's not the
No.
case, y'all. I'm telling you, we need scoring. We
Yeah.
need a whole lot more. Like we need a
My
whole lot
thing
more
is
than just a point guard that makes decisions.
My thing is just an indictment on his
Yeah,
how
I'm
he's
with you on that.
handling
I'm with you on
this,
that.
this tail end, this backside of his career where it's like,
Stop
he needs-
saying that, bro. Like that's
but he
that's
is on the
that's
he's
the
on the back
problem,
end.
man.
He's on the
No,
back end. He's 33 to 40. Like he's where LeBron is heading.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a-
But it's like, all
Turning.
right, I want to
Oh,
see.
I get what you mean. I get what you mean. I get what you
I
mean.
want to see
get what
like you
mean.
know like you seen Jason Kidd like in the like he was a bad shooter and he became a really good. he
Yeah,
became
but
a
see
solid-
now
I
you
want to see
taking it-
those like small facets of the game like increase. I feel like the stuff that he was good at, he's gotten worse at.
Yo,
Like,
but you're
his
saying
free
but
throws is going down. Why
Jason,
it
you-
should be going up?
what y'all saying is like you giving me players that have we've already seen a significant like we've already seen a
I'm not saying he has
significant
to be
decline.
Dallas J Kid right now.
What I'm saying
I'm not saying be
is
Dallas
that
J
you're
Kid right
talking
now. I'm
about
saying get on the path to improving so that
I
when
get
people
that.
leave you
I
open,
get
you
that.
can knock down a shot.
but that takes more than just a half a season to do when you're coming off of
Yeah.
historic seasons in a row. It takes
Yeah.
more than half a season to be able to adjust to the fact that I'm longer
I'm just saying he
Russell
could
Westbrook
get
at
away-
26, 27.
This year, he's not getting away with that as much as he could get away with it in Washington and Houston and whatnot. He's able now. It's showing like him
Yeah,
and
sure,
even
yeah.
seeing like him being next to LeBron on the same court when they were both at their peaks. Two of the two most athletic players we've ever seen in NBA history, and now you're seeing LeBron hitting 5-6 threes a game when LeBron was the same guy where the scouting report was like go under, let him shoot, and now he's knocking those shots down. And you're looking
At
at Russ,
37, at 33, LeBron
37.
James was still windmill alley-ooping, putting like
yeah, and
Look, we
LeBron
can't
can
compare
still do
anybody
that,
to LeBron.
and
And
LeBron
No,
can still do that. But
but
he
we're talking about
chooses-
from an athleticism point. We're talking about from an athleticism standpoint. LeBron
Hold on,
declined,
LeBron,
right?
37. How old is LeBron?
He's 37.
37.
37.
Oh, I'm old. I mean, God.
Listen, I'm talking about more so from an athleticism standpoint, not greatness. From an athleticism standpoint, LeBron James at 33 was still doing stuff we never see. No, but like he was still
Anybody do things LeBron did.
4 years ago, that was what? That was 2018.
Dallas
Yeah.
is his body.
2018.
But 2018
Yeah.
was that was like it was a skill like in the playoffs when you dropping 40 hitting buzzer beaters like that was
So
from a skill
2018
perspective
was
like
top
we
37.
weren't seeing we're seeing a different LeBron from that aspect. He had the buzzer beater on Toronto with the going left shot off the glass. Like he was not doing those type of things. I feel like Russ right now could be better in those areas where like just touch. Like I feel like he had more touch when he was younger, and I feel like it should be the opposite.
But you got to think about it too. This is what I'm saying. Like, and this is not an excuse. This is time. It takes more than a half a season to realize I'm no longer playing with a Kevin Durant or a Bradley Beal. And I'm not talking about like when I'm talking about LeBron, like LeBron is skilled. He's skilled. He's 37 years old. Like he's doing what he's doing right now at this point in his career, which is incredible. But in Westbrook's career, he's never had to be the finesse guy.
Yeah, all right. So
He's always had a James Harden, always had a Kevin Durant, always had a Bradley Beal, always had, you know what I'm saying? Like he's never had to be that.
So moving on from this though, because we touched on LeBron in just a bit, and I think that I want to talk about just like the All-Star selections and voting that just opened up not too long ago. LeBron has gone on a string of 7 games. Well, 8 out of the last 10 games he scored 30 or more. And I just want to talk about one. Where does LeBron line up in the MVP conversation if he continues this string of or this pattern of just being able to dominate games and score 30 or more and will his team to maybe a better seed?
If we the 10th seed,
Hey, y'all want to hear my? Hey, y'all want to hear my?
Place.
Y'all want to hear my crazy statement that I'm about to say right now?
Yeah.
LeBron James is still the best player in the world.
I'm
sorry.
He definitely is.
I'm sorry, bro.
Oh, I would say
sorry,
him.
bro.
And that's just as a
Katie and Giannis and
yeah,
bro. I don't know.
Bro. Yo,
I'm
you know why?
I'm not mad at it, but
You know why
I wouldn't be
that?
mad at somebody else saying no either.
Yo, he's second leader scorer in the NBA right now. Second.
He's second.
Let me
Steph
fact
dropped?
real quick. I don't know about that.
Steph
Is he not
dropped to 3?
averaging 28 point? Is he not
I
averaging
think Steph dropped.
28.6?
Steph might have dropped to 3.
Now, KD's 1, I believe.
Yeah, I think KD's still 1.
Or Steph might be 1 still. I'm not.
I think KD is 1. LeBron would be 2, and Steph is 3 probably. If that's the
Yeah.
thing.
Fact check it. LeBron James is the second leading scorer.
The LeBron James is not the second leading scorer.
So how
What
much
is he?
LeBron James average right now?
LeBron is over around let's just say he's not in the top 10 right now.
No, but they don't have him
I
up
think
there.
it's
They don't
because
even
he
have
doesn't
him
have
up on the
enough
list.
games.
Top 10?
He has to be
this is
top
good,
10
though.
in scoring.
He has to be top 10. That list is crazy. Whatever that list is, he has to be top 10. He's averaging 28.
This might not be updated now.
Reveal your sources.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
averaging
yeah,
28.
yeah.
Hey, look at how much he averaging and look at how much the next.
I'm gonna fact check that, but what I really wanted to lead into is all-star voting, just like who we think should be looking like the lineup for the starters for the East and the West.
I mean,
in the East, Trey got to start.
What?
Trey has to start in the East.
Are you bugging right now?
Who's starting over Trey at the point guard spot
Hold
over
on.
Trey Young?
yeah, you might be right. Yeah,
What?
Trey might have to
What?
start for you.
No, don't disrespect.
I'm
Trey
not
Young.
gonna go that far because right now where the Hawks are at, I'm not just gonna give that to Trey because Trey right now he's in 12
What
seed.
point guard is playing
12
better
seed.
than Trey in the East?
Yeah, point guard. Yeah, the point guards.
There's
over
not
there
a point guard playing
I
better.
can give
than
it
Trey.
to LaMelo Ball.
No.
No? Why not?
LaMelo can make it on the bench. Maybe he might. I don't even know if
Wow.
he might make it.
The
Team,
East is that bad? They don't have point guards? Like what's going on?
like, come on.
LaMelo's
like-
averaging 19, 7, and 8 at a
and
better
Trey Young is
team.
probably averaging 25 and 9, bro.
in 12 seed right now though.
How much is Trey Young averaging?
Let me find out right
Trey
now.
Young
Probably
putting up
25
numbers,
and
bro.
25 and 8 point something or 25 and 9.
Don't. Hey, man.
Yeah, if that's the case, Trey got to start.
Trey has to start. He's
You
going
know,
to start. I don't know who's gonna be.
But I would say as Sam goes to find that, I said we got to start redefining that too though, because like you get to the playoffs based on your seed. Like your seeding shouldn't automatically stamp you for an all-star starting position. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but it
could hurt you. It definitely plays a factor, but I don't like how
shouldn't be
much
the
of a
main
factor.
factor.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't like how much of a factor it plays.
because you're
Like,
not going to tell me LaMelo.
because I'm tired of seeing dudes like Rudy Gobert. I'm tired of seeing.
I understand he has a good impact. He has a great impact on the defense and why they're winning. But like in an all-star game,
Like
It's a
Draymond
hard
Green
sell
used to
for
make
me.
the All-Star team, and I used to be like,
All
ew.
right, who's the
Yo,
shooting
Draymond
guard?
might make it again this year.
We got Trey Young, and I think the next two are stamped in. It's gonna be Zach and then DeRozan. No
Okay.
question. No
Wait,
question.
To start?
Yeah, to
what?
start. Both
I
of them.
think
Kevin
one of them
Durant?
will start.
Over Kevin Durant?
No,
No, Kevin
of course,
Durant's
Kevin Durant's
stamped
gonna
in.
be at the 4. Ooh,
James Harden not going.
I see.
I
No,
don't know if
Harden's
James Harden's
not
gonna
starting.
start.
James
I
Harden's
think
not
James Harden's
starting.
gonna get in.
What the dilemma is Giannis, Joel.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get
Oh
get
no,
Zach,
it's, oh
get
no,
Zach
you
or
gotta get
Durant.
yeah,
them-
one of them
yeah, get one of
Chicago
them out
boys
of
gotta
there.
get out of there. One of them
Get one of
Chicago boys is gone.
I-
It's
Yeah, get
Trey,
one of them
a
bulls.
Chicago boy,
Get
KD,
one of them Chicago
Giannis, and
boys out
B.
of there.
You crazy
a
if you
Chica-
think one of them is
Hey,
starting over
say, hey,
Giannis.
I'm Chicago boy. We don't care who it is.
Yeah,
one
pick
of them.
one.
I don't think that's easy to say right now, bro. They're both averaging 26 right now in their
Yeah,
first.
Choose
one.
one.
Yeah,
Close
just pick
your
one.
eyes.
Just pick one.
Close
pick
your
one.
eyes and
Just pick
choose one.
Just pick one.
That's
Pick
I
one
think you
because
go with DeRozan got the edge over Zach right now, but Zach is gonna be on the bench, so it's fine.
but KD
Rosen.
got to make
Next,
Yeah.
KD
And
at the 4.
it. KD and
No.
KD at the 3,
3, Giannis at
Giannis
4,
at the 4,
and
and
B
Embiid
at
at the 5.
5.
Okay, so what we got for the West then?
For the West, we got Braun,
Steph Braun,
Braun.
Steph Braun, Jokic. I think
Is
I think-
Cat gonna make it? Is Cat gonna make
I don't know.
the starting
I don't
lineup?
know.
Yeah, you know what? He will. He will.
Nah, I
the
don't-
starting lineup. No, it's gonna be like Ja, Steph. No, actually, not even Ja, Steph.
Ew.
It's Steph Booker, maybe Steph.
how are we? First off, how are we saying that Cat is
LeBron?
gonna make it over Jokic? We are just really
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying Cat at the 4. Oh, Cat plays center, right? Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
Cat
bugging.
No,
cannot be-
Jokic is stamped in.
Yeah, now Jokic is stamped. Jokic is stamped.
LeBron,
That's it.
Steph, LeBron, Jokic is stamped in. Is those other 2 spots that I don't know.
We have to have either Chris Paul
I don't know,
or
Chris Paul. I don't know. Chris
or
Paul
Devin
is
Booker, one of
all-star
them
right
have-
now.
one of
Nah,
them.
Chris Paul an all-star. You're bugging.
I know, like I don't not know starter. I can't just like how you saying Gobert. Chris Paul is at a point where he's averaging 16 and 7, and he's still getting 27 and 7
And still getting
right
more
now.
credit than Devin Booker.
And so I feel like Devin Booker. I feel like Devin Booker is more of the all-star right now.
Hey,
Or if
hey,
not,
can we?
I'll put Ja in that starting lineup right now. Just
Yeah,
based on
okay.
how
So
he's playing.
put Ja and Steph. That's a small lineup. That's a
Yeah.
very small lineup.
But remember, it's not the regular
not
East-West
happening.
game. I feel like we gotta talk about that. I feel like remember they're still gonna do the draft, the
The
captain's
draft,
thing.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's gonna be LeBron and probably KD again.
But what do we have?
Might
So
be-
we have Steph
might
at
be
the
Steph.
1. We
No.
have, we have our
Steph
Steph.
can catch
LeBron.
LeBron. I'm telling you, Steph can out.
Yo, we're not having that conversation. We're
Steph-
not having that
Steph is really gonna
conversation.
get more votes than
Hey,
LeBron.
Sam,
Pop-
save me.
Yeah,
Hot
please.
take.
We're not having the Steph LeBron conversation.
Hot take. Steph gonna get more votes than LeBron. He's gonna be the all-star
Steph
captain
is
in
not
the
getting
West.
more
I
votes.
agree. I agree.
He's not getting
Promise.
more votes than
It's a
LeBron.
different day. It's 2022 now.
It's not happening. LeBron is gonna fix the ballots.
LeBron, we left that his days of being the top vote getter is slowing down.
You crazy?
Yo, Steph is literally shooting from the stands. He's shooting from the stands right now.
That don't mean nothing.
No,
LeBron is
I just
doing
know
the same
Steph
thing.
is more popular in this current
He's not.
day in
What?
January
What?
2nd, 2022. Steph is going to
agree.
get
Stephen Curry is a more popular
not.
basketball
Yes.
player
Right now-
than
in
LeBron
this-
James.
today.
Hey, good night. Hey, yo, listen. I
Today.
love you. Hey,
LeBron
hey,
James just had a movie. What are
Overall,
y'all saying?
in the
Hey.
history, like
Oh my
LeBron
God.
is going to be more popular than Steph overall to the
Hey,
world.
listen.
But right now,
But right
Steph
now, in
Curry.
this current moment, if you poll right now in this current moment, today's generation, the people who's
Yo,
really
why do you
voting,
think? Why do you think
Yeah.
this current moment is only people 15 and younger?
Exactly.
Why do you think
bro,
that?
I don't think it's just 15. I think Steph is becoming more popular with even the people our age.
No, not
I'm
more.
telling you.
Not more than LeBron
I
James.
think
You're
we have to-
crazy.
They would
Hey,
vote for. I'm telling
10
you.
minutes ago where I said that LeBron just came off a string where he scored 30 points or more of 8 of his last 10 games.
Yeah,
Please, we're not gonna just write LeBron.
that's
off
cool
as
and all. But
not-
let's Steph. If Steph does the same thing, it's going even crazier.
Yo,
at this
you
point.
just said,
And
hey,
if they
Jason,
did the same
let's
stuff,
stamp this right
Steph
here.
is
Hold
going
on.
to be Steph is going to be more popular.
Let's stamp this
Stamp it.
right
I
here.
said
No,
Steph is going to have
no,
more votes than LeBron.
no, let's stamp this right here. You said Steph Curry at this point is a more popular basketball player than LeBron James.
yes,
I
I
think
agree.
he's more popular.
Yo,
with-
y'all are crazy. Are
No,
y'all, what
I'm-
is it? PCP or Coke? Which one is it? because y'all smoking something crazy. LeBron
No.
James is one of the most popular athletes in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But
now in this brief bubble, it's Steph season.
That's what I'm saying. In the current moment, you thinking too broad. You thinking
Yo,
too broad right now.
No, because you have to think broad when it's LeBron.
No, we're talking
That's how
about
you know-
who's gonna get the most
That's
votes.
how you know he's the most
Who's gonna
popular.
get the most votes? Steph
Who's
is
gonna get?
the most
He's
votes.
not gonna out. He's not
Bro,
gonna. I don't
it's
think
not-
he's gonna get
Come on,
outvoted.
y'all
But
are
that-
really talking, man.
Yo,
Let me-
yo.
Overall,
Hey, listen, man. Hey,
when you
hey,
when
I'm
you
done-
step
I'm
when you
done
take a
potting.
step back, you're
I'm
gonna say
done.
LeBron is more popular player. But
Who's a more popular player? You said
overall, you're gonna stop back and you're gonna say LeBron. But right,
right
now,
now,
in this
who's a
current
more
moment,
popular player?
in this current season, in this current moment, you're gonna Steph is gonna get more votes. In
You know
this
what?
season.
You know what? I take this back, and I'm only saying this because I just checked the 2016 NBA All-Star voting. Steph had around 1.6 million votes. LeBron had just over a million. So
Bro, and y'all said Steph
I'm gonna
was in
say-
the show that season.
I'm gonna say that Steph
That was his breakout. He was the MVP.
Yeah,
So I'll give it to him. I'll give
He
it
was
to
the
him. That
show.
still doesn't mean that he's the more popular player.
He's not the more popular player. He might get
right.
a lot of
This
votes.
season, he's the more popular player. This
No,
season,
he's not.
yes, he is.
You think so? You're basically
This
saying
season,
more
last
people know who
season.
Steph Curry is than know who LeBron James is. That's what you're saying.
This
No,
season,
popular
if
in
you're
the
watching the
NFL.
NBA, if you're watching the NBA
I'm
this
asking
season,
you.
you're gonna be like, oh, Steph Curry
Listen,
more than LeBron.
y'all, real quick, before we stop. So we have the NBA All-Stars. So we have Steph, Ja, LeBron. Who's the four?
Bruh, I don't know.
AD.
All right, so we
Nah,
DeAndre
not
Ayton.
AD. Damn, maybe Cat might sneak in there.
I told you,
DeAndre
Cat. You didn't hear me.
DeAndre Ayton. All right, so
No.
fours.
Four, and
Mhm.
then Jokic is locked in at 5.
Jokic is locked in at 5. All right, that's great. So we're gonna stop there.
You might be right. They might sneak Luka in there and put LeBron at the 4.
Yeah, they might. Luca's
They
always
might
gonna.
sneak
They love Luca.
That's gonna be nasty.
They might sneak Luka
You
in.
know who they is.
But yeah, thank
Yeah.
y'all for just tuning in. We appreciate y'all for
They-
that episode of the Rec- Podcast.
Really?
See y'all for another episode. Stay tuned.